Welcome to Thrifty Garage. My name is Carson, and today in front of me we've got some trimmer heads. You can see they're starting to get a little wore out. Here's a look at what they looked like originally. And today I'm going to show you how to prevent these heads from wearing out like this, and a solution that will last a lifetime. So before I show you that solution, I'm going to kind of explain to you what these get used on and why one's worn more than the other. This cap was on my Echo PAS Professional Attachment Series 2620, and this usually has a edger attachment hooked onto it because it's an exchangeable head system. So this one doesn't get used very often, just occasionally, so that's why it gets used less. This is my dedicated bump feed head. This is an Echo Speed Feed 400 on my stihl FS56, and that's what gets used as our dedicated weed trimmer. I own a landscape company and a lawn care company. We're not full service lawn care, we just have one crew, and we're not fully servicing all week long. We are doing landscape projects in between. So a few days a week, this is running for several hours a day. And this is just about after 3 months of use. So you can see that starts to wear down. That's trying to bump feed on the grass, do those things that help prevent it. I personally would prefer to bump feed on the concrete. It's just a more firm bump, but it wears down the plastic so fast. And the solution I've got should enable you to bump it on the concrete without additional wear on the bump feed head. And to take these off, we just press on each side to press. Should pop right up, pulls right out. So here we've got the three heads next to each other. Obviously brand new, moderately worn, and fully worn. And this one that's fully worn has started to wear into that spring. And once this happens, the spring will actually fall out, and oftentimes you'll lose it. And then you have to buy a whole new head, which is $25, $30. So caught this just in time on this one. But we'll end up drilling this out and putting a bolt through this one as well as this other one. And we'll show you what we purchased for that. So if we flip these over and look inside, so the way this goes together is the spring goes on the outside of this ring. So the first thing I did was go to the hardware store and find a washer that fit inside the smaller diameter. And what worked out for me was a 8mm washer. So with that, we've got an 8mm bolt. This is a M8-1.25 by 16mm. This means that the threads are 16mm long, and the M8 is the bolt size, and 1.25 is the thread pitch size. So that worked for me. Next, I picked up a flat washer, a fender washer. This is a 5/16 inch fender washer by 1.5 inches, and that's just going to give us some extra surface on the outside. And then we're going to drill a hole through here. We'll bolt this on there, and on the inside, we're going to have this washer. We'll have a lock washer, and then our 8mm nut. So that's what this is going to look like with that plastic piece in between our two washers. So let's find a drill bit to drill this out to the right size. The best way that I have to find a drill bit size is I just size it up and look at it from above, and it looks like that 5/16 will work out well. Just making sure we're going on the outside side of the threads. I'm going to use a center punch on this just to help keep this centered as best as possible. Just get as close to center as I can and hammer it in. That just gives us a nice little divot there for our drill bit to go off of. Got a sacrificial piece of wood here. Okay, there's our drill bit hole. Not perfect, but it should work. Okay, let's go ahead and assemble this. We've got our fender washer here. We're going to put our bolt through. We're going to put that through our hole we just drilled out. We'll flip this over. And on the inside, put our 8mm washer inside there. Put our lock washer. We'll put our lock washer in next. Last, we'll put our nut. Now that we've got that hand threaded on, you can use a 13mm socket or a 1/2 inch socket or ratchet. Same with a wrench. So we'll put the wrench on the back side here. We'll tighten it down. Lock washer will just keep it from coming off. So what that gives us is a place to bump on. So now we can use this metal bolt head to bump that on the ground rather than this plastic piece. I did this bigger fender washer for a couple of reasons. You could probably get by with a smaller 8mm washer, but with how much thin this material is in here, where this is grabbing on, that fender washer is going to give it some larger surface area to grab onto, and hopefully prevent this bolt from pulling through. That was my thought process, at least. So there's a look at the finished product. So now when you bump feed your head, you'll be hitting it on that bolt rather than on this plastic. And now you can run it on concrete if you would like. It's going to wear down faster on concrete, but it's going to be a much firmer place to bump, and it will last much longer. And if you ever wear through this, you could just replace the bolt with a new one. Be good to go. Because we use that lock washer, this shouldn't come undone. Another thing you could do is you could put some Loctite in there. Blue out Loctite would really help prevent this from coming disconnected. So in order to put this back on our trimmer head, we just need to install the spring back on here, and we're good to go. So now it's ready to go on the trimmer head. This one will be garbage. There's no salvage in this one at this point. We're already wore through all our plastics, so that one will go in the garbage can. I think we can salvage this one. This one has a little bit more life left in it, so we can move this spring and drill out our center hole on this one, and install a bolt on this one as well. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can see in a future video how well these performed. Okay, we got that one put together. And these 16mm ones worked out perfect. That end is flush inside there. Not going to cause any depth issues when this spring is compact and compressed down. So that bolt's not going to stick out too far or to the point where it needs to be trimmed off. So that worked out pretty good. So we'll try out this larger washer on the end, see how that works out. One thing I am a little bit nervous of is that grass clippings might get caught in here in between. We'll see if that becomes an issue. But hopefully that just helps prevent this tip from getting wore out. For anybody that's used their speed feed head to this point where it needs to be thrown away and replaced, here's that replacement number, the part number. I ended up buying 2 of these, so I'll have 1 extra for now, and that should work out nice. And then hopefully these new ones last for years to come, and if I stay on top of this bolt, hopefully these should last for forever. One thing to note with the wear on these, as you can see, the sides have worn on this substantially. So that may be a wear point that additionally gets wore out. But I think that the main wear point is going to be here on the tip. Okay, let's go ahead and put these caps back on. We've got them modified. Should just snap back into place. Put the new head on the more frequently used unit here. You just want to line these up. This deeper tab is where that thumb push tab goes. Just press it in. Here, snap. We're good to go. Well, this is a really simple, easy project. It can be done in less than an hour, and it's going to extend the life of your bump feed trimmer head. I know this works on the Echo speed feed head. I'm sure there's other options where it might work on as well. But yeah, thanks for watching Thrifty Garage. Please like, comment, and subscribe.